Ride Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. Dave Cackley is there, and we're going to talk TV 2 days in a row because, thank God, the Neighborhood is back on TV Monday. What comic
Jesus.
genius we've got back once the writer's strike is over, and now we're past
Oh.
the big game and everything else. Whew. Last night, the hysterical comedy team of Cedric the Entertainer and that skinny white guy,
Yeah.
who I have no idea what his name is and don't care.
It's
But we found them in a new. I don't know if they're making electric cars or electric batteries or whatever the hell they're doing right now, but apparently one of Cedric the Entertainer's kids has got some girl pregnant. The kid
okay.
that the girl from Two Broke Girls
Two
and
Broke
that skinny
Girls,
dude
yeah.
had,
Mhm.
he's now 14, and he really has no business being on the show at all for any reason. And it's awful.
Between that, Bob Hart's Abishola.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
anybody who's like, you're the only one I know who has watched either of those two shows.
Wait a minute. It ain't me.
Oh, it's the other half.
Oh,
Okay.
see, yeah, it ain't like I'm getting done with Jeopardy and going, oh, goody gumdrops, it's time for the Neighborhood. But sometimes us with, those better halves and dignity and intelligence, we yield the remote.
Yeah, of course. Or
So,
with
speaking of
somebody who gave up his lower extremities 20 some odd years ago, and it's okay. Sometimes you gotta do that.
Whatever. Speaking of which, I would like to address Super Bowl commercials. Which ones stood out to you? Which ones did not?
Okay. I didn't pay super close attention. The one that I thought was kind of semi clever was the Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, J-Lo, Duncan. Then you throw in Tom Brady. That wasn't bad. They're poking fun at themselves. It's but other than that, I thought I haven't been blown away. I don't think anything's been overly creative.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of them.
It's been a while,
but I want to point out one that I thought was awesome, but off the mark, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
There was a commercial leading up to the Super Bowl, and it had Gronk and John Cena in it. Something about
Gronk, it was the field goal.
Kicking some field goal.
Yeah, this is the second year they've done that. You bet it's like, is he going to make it this year?
Right. I don't know much about football or the contest or anything that happened last year or anything like that, but the commercial was kick ass. I mean, Gronk comes busting through this wall, and there's this lady sitting there trying to process what he's saying, and after she says, "You never do the same thing twice," and Gronk is there doing this, Cena's over off to the side going like, "Hey, what the hell? I'm getting bumped out of here." The commercial was so good, with the exception of the idea, I didn't know what the hell they were advertising. It never registered to me that they were advertising a betting site. And to me, that's a fault of the commercial producer for not getting the message through to people who don't uptake commercials unless you see them 100 times. I'm being critical with a fine-tooth comb on that one because, A, I loved it. B, on the other side of the coin, I was so distracted by the awesomeness of the commercial. I didn't know how to take action. I didn't know what to do.
And then they had a little tribute to Carl Weathers. They had a little tribute to Carl Weathers at the end because he was in the commercial, like leading up to the commercial, because it's like, is Gronk going to make the kick? Carl Weathers was training him.
Oh, was he? Okay. See, I
missed that. You missed the very end of that where it was kind of like a kind of
tribute,
a quiet little in memoriam.
Yeah,
Carl Weathers.
I didn't know that, but great commercial. Literally tell me what you want me to do, and they missed it, I think.
And I think it was the E-Trade babies playing pickleball. That was okay.
I didn't see that
one. Okay. So again, it feels like for as much money as you're spending on these, they should be better.
Yeah.
Most of them should be better. And it's like the lack of creativity is stunning. You're bringing back like they're not redoing, but they're doing a sequel to Twister.
Yeah.
I think we saw. I mean, in the Twister with
Ooh,
Bill Paxton, the late
is
Bill
Helen Hunt going to
Paxton,
be in it?
and um.
I like
Okay,
Helen
you're
Hunt.
the only
She, she's kind of
dude.
cute.
No,
Put her
Helen
in that
Hunt
tank top,
is
running around chasing after tornadoes. Oh boy, cute.
okay.
Mm.
Nobody's excited about Helen Hunt. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I beg to differ,
I'm
sir, because
sorry,
I'm somebody.
dude. No,
I'm somebody.
dude. Jesus, I
There
can't.
is. Let me tell you what.
No,
There's a
yeah. I
refrigerator
don't even know if she's gonna have
magnet.
a cameo.
There's
I
a
don't even know if she's gonna
refrigerator
have a
magnet
cameo.
out in the kitchen that says "I'm somebody." Cindy put that there. Anyway.
Okay. So no, I don't. But anyway, yeah. Obviously there's a serious lack of creativity.
Oh yeah.
Like, and when we mentioned it, you're talking about the neighborhood. All the sitcoms suck. Modern
Yep.
Family was the last good. Young Sheldon is okay. The Big Bang Theory had a long running, and that was okay. But the last good one was Modern Family, and you just you're not going to see anything good on network TV because
Yeah,
it costs too
I
much
agree.
to produce. It costs too much to get actual decent actors in, to
I'll
hire
tell you.
good script writers.
I'm going to tell
And
you a place.
it's all on Netflix. It's all on Amazon.
Yep.
It's all on Apple TV. It's all on Hulu.
I'm going to
Networks
tell
just
you a
can't
place where creativity is not
get anything.
happening. This and you know this is bad for me to say because there's a lot of fans out there, but these superhero movies,
Oh yeah,
it's time to go.
it's
I
all.
mean,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
done.
we've seen
Marvel
it. And I
Universe, DC, whatever. I don't. It's just over. I mean, these things are not only too many of them, but they're all interlaced to the point where if you're not following every single movie,
right.
you can't follow the story.
You've got enough of a. The thing is, you've got enough of an audience there
Yeah,
that like superhero movies, like from when they were kid, like not our age, but it's younger who are now adults
right.
who are watching it with their younger kids. So I get why they make them. Do they suck? Yeah, they kind of suck if you like decent movies. But I mean, I'm not the typical movie going viewer.
Right.
These are popcorn movies that people actually go pay money to see, and you want high production
Oh,
values, and you want to, get
that's
people to
another
go
thought.
to the theater to watch them.
That's
I
another thought
just
I had about
they're not for
popcorn
me.
movies that people like to go to see. Tomorrow night, the Bob Marley movie premieres.
That looks interesting.
Imagine what the theaters are going to smell
Oh
like.
yeah.
Woohoo!
I don't know what you're
Talk
talking
about a
about.
contact buzz. That's the place to be, man. Tomorrow night. Free to weed
That's
bond.
another movie. Like I'll wait for that to come. Like Oppenheimer. I
Yeah.
mean, that's available for purchase. I'm going to wait till it comes out for free on either Amazon or Netflix.
Yeah.
I'll just wait.
There you go.
And the Barbie movie, I'm a man, so I'm not really interested in it.
I watched it, and it wasn't what I expected, and I'm not telling that in a bad way, but it was just so overly artful and hipster kind of feeling to me.
Yeah, it's one.
like,
I don't mind.
get
I
it.
don't mind hipster stuff. I don't mind the hipster. Like I thought if you were going to do it, I thought you could have done it and been edgier. But I understand why you don't, because
Yeah.
you want to rake in money.
Yeah.
Because PG, you keep it
they did
PG or
that.
PG-13. You keep it PG or PG-13, and you're not offensive and you're kind of vanilla. And then, but I had friends who watched it who really liked it because there's all this controversy over the women not getting nominated and Ryan Gosling getting nominated.
No.
And by and large, from the people I talked to said, well, Ryan Gosling deserved the nomination. The women were fine in it, but the acting wasn't, it was those were easier parts. So I kind of got that. It's like,
final thought.
But again, it's not for me.
Did you hear on movies and TV anyway? Did you hear that Stallone said that if anybody were to pick up the Rambo thing, he wants Ryan Gosling to do it?
Too pretty.
Yeah.
But hey, it's you know what? It's Stallone. Stallone, by the way, probably the most underrated performer in Hollywood. Just cranks out. He's just a worker. And he's still doing it. And he's got to be pushing 80 now, but he's still cranking out a production. He's still got more work he wants to put out there, and good for him. But yeah, I think Ryan Gosling's too pretty.
Okay.
He's not gritty. He's not. I mean, I don't know who could take over that role if you were going to do it, but I think it's been done. I don't know why I mean, unless you're going to have, this is his son and he's going to go,
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
on the news. What do we got?
let's get into it. Well, the CEO of Chat GPT maker OpenAI is sounding the alarm on artificial intelligence. Speaking at
Gee.
the World Government Summit in Dubai, Sam Altman reiterated his call for an international body to oversee AI that's advancing faster than the world expects. OpenAI is one of the leaders in the field, with Microsoft investing $1 billion. The Associated Press has signed a deal with OpenAI for it to access its news archives. Meanwhile, the New York Times has sued OpenAI and Microsoft for use of its stories without permission. You can sound the alarm on this. You can try to have a governing body, which nobody's going to trust to oversee it anyway. Or you can try and figure out how we're going to kind of work with it. I mean, and young people are. I mean, it's the kids. It's like teenagers, something in the neighborhood of like 69 to 70% of teenagers are either aware or using it. And only like 90% of Americans are aware of AI, but only 30% have heard a lot about it. And that is a serious issue because you don't know much about it. It's going to pass you by.
Here's the thing.
And I don't know.
I
don't know
get
what
it,
solution.
and I know your position on it, and I'm going to go back to what I have to say. When we were kids, we had the option of using a calculator.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what?
Weren't allowed.
When you sat there working on your homework at night, did your mom let you use a calculator?
No.
Okay. Remember that when your
Yep.
kid's working on his homework with AI. That's on you, Dad.
Well,
okay.
It's different.
Hey,
now.
no, it's not different.
It is.
It's not.
It's because this calculator it's everywhere now.
Don't care.
This is the you cannot care,
but
then you're going to be
You're missing the point.
I know. I understand exactly because it's softening the minds. People aren't learning how to think. Right. I totally understand this.
Okay.
You're 100% correct. At the same time, we've invented this behemoth. This is not going to be disinvented.
Like,
it's not going to be.
I get it. So slow down. Slow down.
So the quicker
You're being
we're
reactive.
able to, I'm not being reactive.
Yes,
I'm being proactive.
No,
I'm being proactive. Reactive is I'm going to let this go. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to worry about it.
So
this is
instead of getting
all
wired up, you should take the approach of looking at the situation with your son and explaining, yes, this is here, and yes, it can be a tool, but you need to learn how to do this stuff by yourself without this, so you can learn how to manage this somewhere down the line. That's all it takes.
Yeah,
all right.
He knows.
Okay.
He knows
so don't get all defensive and
he uses it.
Spun on.
I told him, you gotta and he's been caught a couple of times overusing. I said, dude, this doesn't look like a 7th or 8th grader wrote this. You've got to, and the thing it ends up being is actually it can be more work, but it's good for you to have to work on this and kind of edit it and put it in your words, because that's the way this is going to be used. This is the way adults are using it.
Well, adults are not setting a good example.
Well, it's
second of all,
it's moving faster.
I get it, right? Second of all, this idea of nobody's going to trust it. Guess what?
Nobody's going to trust what?
The governing body over.
They won't.
Okay, great.
I won't.
Great, fine. Don't trust it. But when are we going to get back to the idea that trusting people in authority is probably a decent thing, at least with some stuff? Because you know what? If this continues and we continue to question everything, especially when it comes to stuff most people don't get a freaking clue over, and you just said 90% of Americans are aware of it, but how many are? Let me finish.
I don't know a lot about it.
Let me finish.
30%.
If you're ignorant about something and you don't understand it, and you don't understand where it's coming from or what it's doing to your life, and somebody's back there saying, you know what, maybe we ought to put a rating system on this. Maybe we ought to put the idea that this was generated by artificial intelligence out there to let people know what they're looking at. And somewhere along the line, we're going to have to start building trust back in our leadership around the world. I'm not just saying American politics. We have to start believing in leaders again. Otherwise, we're going to have a chaotic society of everybody thinking they're right, they're wrong. Stoplights won't even matter. That's where that's going. If we continue to not believe in the structure of society that we've built. So to ask people who understand and get AI at a better level, I mean, even TV shows. Have you looked at an AI generated documentary? They're trash.
Yeah, we've talked about the narration is terrible.
Wouldn't it save you the time?
It'd be terrible
if it just said this documentary created by AI.
It would, but
I can skip over
care.
That. Okay.
Nobody's going to care.
All right, that's fine. If they don't care, they can watch.
But the
idea of about, this okay. emboldened individualism globally is really,
it's the best thing.
Okay.
It's 100% better than groupthink. 100% better than having a and you brought up we need to trust our leaders.
Yes,
again.
we do.
When they start becoming trustworthy,
when is that?
The onus is when they stop lying. When they stop openly lying or not admitting to mistakes or completely covering shit up. And the blinders are off now. And that's the problem. Maybe this has been going on for years. Maybe this has been going on longer than I think it has. Maybe back when I used to trust entities, more specifically government entities more, maybe I was wrong then. I don't know. But there is so much money. People are far more openly power hungry that when they get in these positions, they have made so many moral compromises that they don't know themselves maybe what the truth is. And the onus is not on us to all of a sudden just blindly trust people.
I didn't say that.
You've got to become as entities more trustworthy. It means you got to have better people in these positions. And I understand how it can be corrupt. We're all open to being corrupted. All of us are. You are, I am. There isn't anybody that's beyond that. I trust individuals until they prove themselves to be not trustworthy. I don't trust groups. I don't trust government entities by and large because they've proven themselves, especially in the recent past, to not be trustworthy. So again, I will give you that. I think you need to trust people at first, but when they've proven themselves to be lying liars who lie consistently for a little more of this, then I'm going to say no, a hard no, a hard pass on, let's create we need some sort of international government structure that's going to tell us all what the truth is and how to handle this behemoth that, it's either going to make things a lot easier. I'm going to try to be optimistic and say it's good. It has the potential to make things better, make things easier, make lives better, or it can go the other direction that a lot of us don't want to think about. That's possibly more likely, but I don't know. I'm going to try and remain a cockeyed optimist on it, but I don't think having an overseer is going to help that. I just don't.
Then to your thought of radical individualism, I'll be at the next big football game naked with an air horn and a bunch of pom-poms because I'm free to be me.
You're free to be you.
Yep.
Good. Be you.
And if it's trampled on, it's going to be my freedom of speech. And we're going to take it to the Supreme Court.
Good for you.
Okay.
Best of luck.
That's my radical individualism.
We don't need
those laws.
You can take anything to its extreme and it's going to be extreme. But I mean, do you trust individuals or do you trust groups? I mean, name a leader that is trustworthy? I could give you an hour and you couldn't. I could give you all day and you couldn't name somebody who's trustworthy.
I read a few things and I trust myself.
Okay, yeah, you trust yourself. Yeah, and I trust you because I know you. But we're not out at that level of power.
Okay.
These levels, whether you're talking tech or you're talking major government entities, that's a different level of power.
Okay.
It's a different level of everything else.
Perfect.
So again, caution. That's just. I don't want it to be that way. I don't wish it to be that way, but it is what it is. Moving on, continuing proof that the National Football League rules the U.S. cultural landscape. Sunday's Super Bowl set another TV ratings record. According to Nielsen Analytics, the Chiefs 49ers overtime showdown averaged 123.4 million viewers across television and streaming platforms and eclipsed last year's Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl with an average of 115 million. I think the league's just done it. And as much as, some people get annoyed at Taylor Swift, they probably got a few million more viewers.
Of course they did. Why did they keep showing her on TV?
Of course. I mean, and it's funny because I'm texting with Max when he's in school because that's the only time he will answer text messages. I go, oh yeah, how's your day going? How's school going? He's like, oh, I hate my life. I'm like, what's going on? You didn't get enough sleep? He's like, yeah, that and and like 10 girls keep saying Taylor Swift won the Super Bowl. So it's like, okay, you're a teenage boy that's annoyed by Taylor Swift. That's fine. That's normal.
Question.
So good for you.
Is having phones out in school okay at Northview?
Apparently.
Okay.
I mean,
just making sure your parenting skills are on top of things.
Look, man, hey, when your son won't answer when he's home because he's playing Fortnite, I like to keep those.
I'm applauding the effort of being a fine parent by you texting him in school hours. Great job.
Well, nothing. I mean, hey, you got to stay in contact. What I'm saying is probably more important anyway. I'm just asking him about his day.
Of course.
I'm just seeing, because when you're in school, I mean, hopefully he's paying attention.
When you're in school, who gives a shit? You got to.
Maybe his phone's on. Again, that's on the teacher. But if I were a teacher, I wouldn't let them have their phones. I wouldn't let them have their phones out.
Oh my God!
But if they're gonna have their phones, I'm gonna communicate with the kid.
Okay. Perfect.
Finally, fewer Michiganders are getting flu shots through the end of January. The state health department reported less than 3 million shots had been administered. That's 300,000 fewer than this time a year ago. It's been a mild flu season. Yeah. I mean, I know you're not a big flu shot guy.
I don't do the
never
flu
had
shots.
one. So
I'll do the COVID, but I won't do the flu shots. No.
Sports, Pistons were off. They take on the Lakers 10:30 tonight. Wings were off. They're at Edmonton, 9 p.m. face-off. That's sports.
I take that back. I'll do the COVIDs and the shingles. Shingle shots you got to do.
Yeah, I didn't do the shingles. I might do. I didn't have a good reaction to the first COVID shot.
You got to think. You got to think about that shingle stuff, dude. If stuff gets in your eyes, you're blind.
Stuff, and the shingle shots have been around for a long time too.
There you have it. Chocolate lovers again today, 600. Are you excited?
Yes.
Can you feel it?
Love chocolate.
This one's a gimme. This one's a freebie.
Uh-huh.
Andes and Junior Mints.
Say.
What now? Here you are talking over the question. Again, this is a pattern. Were you getting texted in school when you were supposed to be paying attention?
I'm sorry. What? Squirrel?
Yep. Exactly. Perfect. Andes and Junior Mints are owned by this brand known for its roll and its pop.
I'm going to go with Tootsie.
Perfect. Look at you. 52. Math is hard. I'm going to have to do this one on a calculator. Have yourself a magnificent Tuesday, Dave, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow.
See ya.
Happy Tuesday, Muskegon. Quiet weather will continue right through Wednesday until snow will be likely on Thursday, and it looks to accumulate. So let's take a look at your forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health. Like I said, we will stay quiet and relatively mild for this time of year going into Wednesday with temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, so a little bit above average for this time of year. And then snow will be likely on Thursday, and that will probably accumulate of a few inches here in Muskegon until colder weather will follow that with some snow. But the snow following that storm system will be fairly light. Like I said, temperatures today will probably be in the mid-30s across Muskegon County, a little bit cooler off to the north as well. So for your Tuesday, expect mostly cloudy skies. We'll start to lose the sunshine that we've been seeing lately with a high of 35 and a low of 23 with partly cloudy skies developing overnight. So we'll be pretty chilly overnight going into Wednesday morning. But then we'll warm up to near 40 on Wednesday, and then we'll have a mix of rain and snow move in late Wednesday night into Thursday morning. That should convert to all snow throughout the day on Thursday, and it will be a wet snow and hard to shovel as well, as temperatures will stay in the mid-30s And then behind that storm system will cool down into the lower 30s over the weekend with a little bit of lake effect snow possibly for Friday and Saturday, but it doesn't look all that significant and will stay in the low 30s going into early next week as well. And that's your Tuesday forecast brought to you by Trinity Health on the Muskegon channel. And I'm Cole Woods Weather, and have a great day today.